FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
This is several people referring back to your comments that if the U.S. troops were to depart Iraq, that there would perhaps be no more instability between the sectarian groups than now. But how do you think Al-Qaeda would respond to this scenario?
I think Al-Qaeda will just not go away. It has not go away for some time, I'm afraid, because it has sort of metamorphosed into something else. Al-Qaeda in Iraq is part of the insurgency. It is not a separate part of the insurgency. And in the early days, it was the insurgency. In 2003, 2004 is what kept the insurgency going. Because the insurgents, let's call them the non-Al-Qaeda, the non-terrorist wing of the insurgency, was just beginning to gather itself towards the middle of 2003, early 2004. And what kept the hope, if you want to call it that, of the insurgents alive are the terrorist acts of Al-Qaeda in the early days. The attack on Sergio de Mello, the attack on Ayatollah Baqir al-Hakim, and the various bombings that took place in summer and fall of 2004. They were not seen by the CPA or by the military as sort of precursors to a more concerted insurgency. They were seen as sort of isolated acts of terror. There's a kind of war going on inside the insurgency between wings of the insurgency and the Al-Qaeda group. If the American army pulls out, will Al-Qaeda be strengthened? Maybe not. I think there will be much more internecine fights between the insurgent groups for turf and for power. And if Al-Qaeda is going to be defeated in Iraq, it's not going to, I'm sorry to say, it's not going to be defeated by the American army. It's going to be defeated by the Sunni Arabs rejecting it and rejecting its methods. So far, this has not happened. You have all of this talk about rejecting terrorism by certain political groups, but in reality, terrorism, or the threat of terrorism, I hate to say it, has not been an unsuccessful military strategy as part of the campaign of the insurgents to put their name and face on the map. I know that in 2005, or at least 2006, when I was still in the government, that this was one of the reasons why that was given to bring in the insurgent connected parties, or parties that had one step removed connections with the insurgency into the government. So it becomes more hazy as you look into the details.